guys already seen me before, but hello to everyone else. Right. Judge Cameron. Oh! Curiosity is the driving force for the development of humankind. We as people have always felt the need to question, and we never settle for the information we already have. We challenge ourselves by testing our knowledge and seeing what limits we know. It's why we have game shows like Jeopardy and major sports competitions like the Olympics. It is coded within our DNA to discover more, to want more, to do more. And what is a more profound challenge than seeing how far we can go? Space. Yes, that final frontier. The interest and development in space exploration is taking the world by solar storm. Today, we will start up our engines and explain the privatization of space, launch into breakthroughs companies have made, and travel out of this world to discuss the enormous potential space technology holds. When going over the launch sequence for privatization, it's important to establish spaces to understand the reasons for development and what it means for the future. This started with America's space program, NASA. During the 1960s, it was a patriotic space race of the U.S. against the Soviet Union. However, since then, NASA's budget has seen extreme cuts, which has made them shift their focus to unmanned trips. This created a divide between what some people wanted and what NASA's budget had the ability to do. Similar to how when you would ask your mom as a kid if you could have money for the ice cream truck, and then she would say she doesn't have any cash on her. And just like how that inspired me to make my own money as an 8-year-old, this is what motivated private companies to enter into airspace. Space privatization is when companies independent of the government are able to develop rocket technology and launch into space. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, commercial spaceflight was legalized in 2004. Instead of these companies relying on government funding, like me relying on my mom for ice cream, they are able to fund themselves through private investors and selling other products. However, there are aspects of this funding difference that prevent private companies from tackling all areas of space exploration. Private companies have to make money somehow. This is limiting when it comes to the discovery of information based on the motive of curiosity. That is where NASA differs. NASA is an institution that has the ability to delve deeper into the discoveries we've already made. Unfortunately, there are still budget restrictions placed on NASA by the government. According to scholars from the University of Pennsylvania, the old space shuttle program cost around $4 billion per year, indicated by the pink, while a commercial space launch only costs on average $50 million, which is comparatively 1/80th to the space shuttle budget. It is written in the stars that through the combined efforts of NASA and private companies, space exploration will be taken to a level never seen before. Yet, rockets are still very expensive. A major technique that lowers the cost of space travel is the reusability of rockets. With creativity as limitless as space itself, engineers are transforming the way we think about space technology. By using propulsive landing, where rocket engines are used to go down instead of up, SpaceX has successfully landed 24 rocket boosters, as stated by the official count on their website. They have then went on to land 11 of these rocket boosters a second time, proving the success of reusability. The ability to shift a landing point to match a rocket's position, whether this be with a platform on land or the ocean, generates a higher landing success rate. In other words, there is more freedom in the rocket's travel path because what is used to catch the rocket can move. Reusability causes a significant decrease in the total cost of rocket production, and that is the only way space exploration will become a reality. SpaceX is developing a completely reusable rocket, which has the acronym PFR. The B stands for big and the R stands for rocket. I'll let you infer what the F stands for. And this rocket is massive. It is 106 meters tall with a 9-meter diameter. To put that into perspective, it is about 40 feet taller than Cedar Point's plutonium force. Additionally, these advances are benefiting other areas that affect people's lives. According to the Space Foundation, imaging technology developed from the Hubble Space Telescope has found reuse in making early detections of breast cancer. Experiments done by NASA resulted in the finding of a unique nutrient formula, which is now used in 95% of baby formula sold around the world. The satellite launches during the space race is what allowed communication to adapt to what it is today. Space technology is the reason we can use our cell phones. Therefore, indirectly, it's the reason why my mom always gets mad at me for when I'm on my phone. When in reality, I'm just expressing my gratitude for what decades of innovation have created. Arguably, one of the most important developments space companies have made are their advancements in reusing wastewater. By designing a way to filter water and waste products on the space station, That process is then applied to areas on Earth. Ultrafiltration is helping to create safe drinking water, especially for families and children in underdeveloped regions. Space technology is aiding those who are in an immense need of help. With a world full of creative and kind people and a never-ending universe around us, it is certain that these innovations will continue to benefit people on Earth, as well as in the advancements of space travel. The potential for life-changing impacts from space advancements is so vast that it makes a galaxy's need microscopic. SpaceX is focused on making life multiplanetary by creating a way to travel from here to Mars. Elon Musk is SpaceX's founder, as well as the creator of Tesla Motors, and he has some pretty funny tweets, which is not something I can say about most people. Anyways, Musk believes we will have people on Mars by 2024. This capitalistic competition he initiated is only put more by Boeing's claim that they will reach Mars first. And while this all sounds like a really good movie, this is more than science fiction, because the advancements in reusing rockets and ultrafiltration are all leading to this ice and another planet. Touching back down on Earth, there are also projects based on transporting people from place to place on our own planet. In theory, these rockets will travel over 18,000 miles per hour. A trip from LA to Toronto would be 24 minutes. A person can be any place on Earth in under an hour. I have been in forensics rounds longer than that. And when considering the past innovations from space technology, it would be an extreme disbelief in humanity to say that we are not going to make more breakthroughs. With something so profound as traveling to Mars and long-distance space travel, the potential for life-altering discoveries is not only through the roof, it is through the sky. These advancements are going to create an affordable flying car. This is going to lead to the next smartphone, the next medicine or device that prevents cancer. And this is not just speculation, because extraordinary advancements as a result of space technology have already been created. Space technology is transforming the way we analyze the world around us. This is going to change our lives as we know it. There are few things more revolutionary than the developments in space technology. Today, we started up our engines and explored the idea of privatizing space. We blasted off into advancements companies have made and let our minds travel out of this world to contemplate the incredible potential space technology holds. Back on Earth, people have the drive to challenge the restrictions they have always been told are true. Space technology is so impactful because you don't have to buy it or use it or even watch it for it to affect. It will change the way you live no matter what. Just because we are tackling the final frontier doesn't mean that this is the end to all great human creativity and innovation. It is only the beginning. Engineers and people alike are breaking the mantra that the sky is the limit. Let there be no limit to how much people can achieve.